Hello, this is me Zainab, and today this is the third tutorial of the Python language of ours, and in this video I'm going to teach you something really interesting. I will share my two tutorials videos before I upload it down in the description. If you want to learn tutorial number 1 and 2, these are the basics, so go down in the description and check out my videos. So in the tutorial number 1, as I told you to print simple thing, that was hello world, and in tutorial number 2 I told you about the simple calculations and variables. So in this video I'm going to teach you something really interesting, something really new, and something really hard to learn. So firstly, I will say that watch my video till the end. For the first, let me tell you what is the topic of today's our video, that is in Python language, that is strings, list, tuples, and maps. These 4 things I'm going to teach you in this video. This is going to be a little long video, but don't worry about it. If you are interested, then watch my video till the end and learn each and everything what I want to make you learn. So for the first, let me tell you these definitions of these all things. But for the first, we will start with strings. So actually, what are strings? Before going there, I would say that like my video, subscribe my channel, and click on the bell icon so that you can get every new update on time if you like my information. So for the first, we were on strings. Now, what are strings? Strings are actually to display your message in Python language. So I hope that you understand, guys, but you can display also these maps, tuples, and list too. So I will teach you these everything in the Python language, as I told you in my tutorial number 1 about to print a simple program that was hello world, including double quotes inside it. So it is really important to include double quotes inside your string. So as we message that hello world including double quotes on it, so that's really important to aid the double quotes in your sentence. So in the strings, what we're gonna do, we're gonna also include the quotes. So let's go in the detail to the laptop screen. So now we are on the laptop screen, and here, as we always open the terminal or command line, so we have opened it, and here, for as always, I told you that in my first video we're gonna write here Python 3, and after writing it, we show you all things like this, and we'll show you the 3 getter signs, right? So now for the first, let's take a variable that is check, as I'm taking for any just example to give you. And as I told you, that's really important to give double quotes in the video, in your sentence, I'm sorry. So here it is, we're gonna give, he is a good boy. Jack says he's a good boy. If I print Jack here, so now it is printing here, that is Jack. Actually, printing some variable in the Python language is to call something. So another example is Fred is equal to 1 quote. Here I'm using 1 quote. As I told you that in strings you need to use the quotes. So here I have used 1 quote. You can also use multiple quotes. So here, he is not a good boy. If I print or I call Fred, here it is, he is not a good boy. And here I'm gonna give you some more examples to show you. You can also do it by your own self. Okay, so Fred, taking the same variable, is equals to, I'm gonna write here double quotes using, okay, you can use double quote, single quote, or multiple quotes. That's depends upon your choice. So here, for example, I'm writing here, but it's showing a syntax error. That is just because I have used double quotes in the starting, and I have not ended the sentence with double quotes. That's make Python really don't understand things. Another example is Fred using triple quotes, means multiple quotes. How do dinosaurs pay their bills? Okay. Now with dinosaurs, checks. So here it is my string, and I have used multiple quotes for it. Actually, these multiple quotes are used to write a big string or write a big thing, so you use that. And if I print here Fred, it is here. So I hope that you guys understood that why to use quotes in these strings to complete. And our example is silly underscore string is equal to using 1 quote. Using 1 quote, he is playing cricket. Okay, he is playing cricket. So if I write this, it shows an then again error, that is syntax error, that is an EOL error. Actually this EOL error actually comes because I have used one chord in the starting of the sentence and I am not ending the sentence with the same one chord. For example, if I am ending it with one chord and I'm using double quote in the end, so I will make you understand that if I am using the double quote in the ending and then after that I am using the one chord, then this one chord and that starting one chord will add your sentence, will combine a sentence, and then after printing it will show you he is playing cricket. In the end it will show you double quotes because these double quotes are actually used in your sentence. So I hope that you understand this thing, guys, okay? So I'm giving another example to you guys, like silly string is equal to one chord. He said, okay, if I'm writing here, he said, okay, aren't, okay, if I'm using here aren't, this thing is really important to know that if I am using one quote in the starting, a single quote, and then again I'm writing the words which are used in the quotes like aren't, it is also not, now Python doesn't understand what am I doing. I am using quote in the starting and then using one quote in the end of the every word. This makes Python confused and it doesn't understand and gives you an invalid syntax, and it gives you an invalid a syntax error. So now F is equal to he is playing cricket. Okay, he is playing cricket and I'm using double quotes. F is equal to, right, like here I'm using another variable here. Okay, so I'm using another example like S is equal to or L is equal to. You can use any variable you like. Okay, okay, right, you can use any variable we want. So I is equal to double quotes, he is not playing cricket. Okay, ending it with double quotes right here. For example, right here I am printing I. So I'm printing I. It will show you he is not playing cricket. I think that's simple and I hope that you understand everything I told you before. Print F, he is playing cricket. First you have to give the strings. First you have to display your message in Python. How to display your message in the Python? First you write the Python. First you write the message and then you display it. Then you print it, you call it. Now I will teach you embedding values in the strings. What are actually the embedding values in these strings? Embedding values are the marker for the values. Embedding is actually a marker for the value. So if I am writing here my score is equal to 1000, now I'm writing here a message. Message is one chord I scored %s. Now here I'm using %s. Why I'm using %s? Because %s displays the score, the value that I've given before. So if I'm writing here, I scored %s points. So if I print here a message %my score, I am printing message %my score. Now here instead of writing %s, Python gives you the value that is 1000 points. I scored 1000 points. Here it is. I hope that you understand what I'm telling you. That Python always do whatever you want. So you can do whatever you want. But first you need to follow the rules that Python have already told you. So F is equals to %s is equal to a device for finding furniture in the dark. Okay, if I'm writing here a string that is a device for finding furniture in the dark. So, for example, I'm taking example B1 is equal to knee. Okay, using one quote. So here I'm using B2 and I'm writing here shin. If I'm using these both and I want to print something like I want to print, you can print whatever you like. So if I am printing here F percent B1. If I'm printing here percent B1, then ni B, what was it the place of the B1? At the place of the B1 that was ni, and ni is a device for finding furniture in the dark. If I print F percent B2 here, then I will show you shin is a device to find a furniture in the dark. So simple as that. Whatever you print, Python shows you. Whatever you message, Python displays it. So if I write here another variable that is nums, single quote, what did the number percent s say? Okay, what did the percent s say to the number percent s question mark. Now what I am writing here using one quote, and I'm writing a string. Then what did the number percent s to the number percent s nice spelled. If I'm writing here and I want to print nums percent, now I'm writing here, I just want to these percent s, I want to replace these percent s into 0 and 8. It will show you what did the number 0 say to the number 8 nice spelled. So here it replaced whatever you want. Now I will teach you multiplying the strings. So simply now I'm going to teach you the multiplying strings. So let's start how to multiply strings with each other. Print 10 multiplied by, as I told you that you have to use asterisk sign in the Python language, right? So here you can see here that Python multiplied 10 times if you want to multiply something, right? For example, here I want to multiply print 1000 multiplied by snr. If I'm writing here then 1000 multiplied by snr, then what's gonna Python do? Python gonna multiply snr 1000 times. So now here I'm gonna give example that these are more powerful. Like these lists are more powerful than these strings. So now I'm going to teach you the lists. So here, firstly, let me tell you that in these strings that you have to use the codes for the different words. But before going towards the list, here is something I'm going to teach you. I'm going to tell you that these, whenever you are writing a list, you need to add codes on every word that you are using in your string. For example, I'm using here spider's leg, toe of frog, eye of newt, and let me think, bat of wing. So right, for example, I'm just doing it randomly, so I'm just using examples to give you some examples to make you understand everything. So slug butter and snack dandruff. So I'm using these and I'm ending with the same one quotes. So if I print here F, so it shows me the same list as I printed, like spider legs, toe of frog, eye of newt, bat of string, slug butter, and snack dandruff. So simple as that. Whatever you make your list, that's better. So if I'm writing again here the same thing here, F is equal to spider's leg, and if, for example, right here I'm using the big bracket in my string. Here I'm using big bracket in my string. So for example, if I add the quotes on every word, like I'm writing one word like spider's leg, and I'm adding the one quote at one side and then in one quote at the end of the word. So simple as that. You have to add, if you are using big brackets, then what you have to do is to add the quotes on every word like I'm doing. You can see here. So here it is. Okay, if I print here F, then what does it show me? It shows me the same. The spider's leg, the toe of the frog, eye of the newt, bat of the wing, slug butter, and snake's dandruff. So simple as that. I just wanted to make you understand how to aid the course in it and what are actually the list. So this is known as the list. To make list in the Python, to display the list in the Python, you are using the same thing, that is. Now one more thing I want to tell you, if I print F2, then where is F2? What it just stands? Like it stands 0 is the spider's leg, 1 is the toe of frog, 3 is, okay, yeah, 3 is the eye of the newt. If I write here print F2, it shows me the 0 is the spider's leg, 1 is the toe of the frog, and 2 is the eye of the newt. So it's printing 2 eye is the newt. Simple as that. If I write here F2 is equal to G with using single quotes. If I want to replace 2 with G, how? Where is 2? 2 is eye of the newt. Then it replaces, Python just replaces the eye of the newt to the G. Now you can see here spider's leg, toe of frog, and at the number of 2 there is G, because Python always starts counting from the 0. So if I write here a variable that is numbers and strings, and I'm using here the big bracket and I'm using the same single quotes on each word. So if I'm writing comma was, okay, 6 afraid of 7 because 7 8 9, and I'm ending it, right? I have write plenty of words in one string, and I'm using the single quotes on every word, not on the digits, and I'm just closing it with the big brackets. If I print that numbers and string, it shows me the same thing. That also told you that Python always prints whatever you want to display. So numbers is equal to writing another variable, and I'm writing here 1 2 3 4 and ending it. If I'm writing in numbers, it's 1 2 3 4, and I'm writing here strings and other variable, and I'm writing here you can take whatever variable you want, as I told you before, and then I'm writing, and whatever you want to display, you can display in Python. You want to write any kind of string, you can do it. I'm writing here I kicked my. These are actually the different words which I'm using, toe. And okay, and it. These are the different words. These are known as the list, as we make a list, like same as we can make a list in the Python language, and we can display it by using the quotes on the every word. So here whatever I'm gonna do, I'm gonna show you that print, okay, my list. Okay, I'm writing here my list, right? So I'm not printing it. I have a twist here that I'm writing here my list, numbers, comma, strings. So what is my list? What my list includes? My list includes the numbers that are 1 2 3 4, and my string includes I kicked my toe, and it is a sore. So if I print here my list, then what does Python displays? Python displays 1 2 3 4, I kicked my toe, and it is sore. So Python print both of things together. That I have suggested Python to do whatever I want to display. That was the same thing, that my list includes the numbers and the strings. That Python understood that she wants or he wants that to display both of things together. That I print my list, then Python display both of things. Like an other variable, I have taken F is equal to Jack, Jams, Williams. If I'm writing here Jacks, Jams, and Williams, then F append. Append is used in Python. I will tell you why. So here I'm gonna write David. Okay, append means to include something in your list. For example, I have written a big list of the grocery, and I forgot one thing inside it, and I want to add that thing in that list. So what I have to do, I have to append that word that is David. I want to add David in my string. So what I do is Jack, James, Williams, David. And if I want to delete something, then what I have to do right now, I'm going to show you that del, D-E-L, is used to delete something from your string. Right here, I'm from your list. So here I'm going to del F2. I want to delete F2. Where is F2? Python always starts from 0 and it deletes William. 0 is Jack, 1 is James, and 2 is William. So Python just deleted Williams from my list. Simple as that. So now here I'm going to tell you something else, that is list earth. Okay, wait. L1, right? For example, I'm taking a little variable to do it so fast. So L1 is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, and list L2. Okay, not list 2, L2. You can take any variable you want. If I'm writing here hi, hello, sup. Okay, I'm ending it with big brackets. If I'm writing it L1 is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm writing here L2 is equal to hi, hello, sup. And if again I'm writing L3 is equal to L1 plus L2. If I want to put two lists together, if I'm writing here L3 is equal to L1 plus L2. So L1 plus L2, what does Python do? Python just combined both of these and showed you 1, 2, 3, 4, hi, hello, sup. Simple as that. You can add list. Okay, you can add list you want. Okay, so L1 is equal to another variable that is here 1, 2, print L1 multiply by 5. If I'm writing here that L1 should be multiplied by 5, then what does Python do? Python multiplied 1 and 2 5 times. You can see here 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 5 times. In Python have multiplied 1, 2, 5 times. As I told you before, I gave you the example of this nerd. So here L1 divided by 20. Simple as that. It is giving a type error, unsupported operand types, that Python cannot divide so simply L1 divided by 20. So simple Python cannot divide a list. So here now we will study tuples. Now here I'm going to teach you about tuples. And what are they? How do they work out? Fibs is equal to 0, 11, 1, 1, 2, 3, okay, 0, 1, 1, 2, 3. These are my tuples, right? Here I am having, okay, here I'm not using big brackets because in tuples we do not use big brackets. We use the small brackets. So here print fibs 3. If I'm here printing fibs 3, what will it do, Python? What does it do? It just counts starting from 0. 0 is 0, then 1 is 1, 2 is 1, and 2 is 3 according to Python. If I print fibs 3, it shows me the number that is 2. If I write here fibs 0 using big brackets is equal to 4, it gives you a type error again that I told you before. Most recent call lost, right? So here we cannot do it because it is ending it. Okay, there was a small about tuples now. Okay, so it was a really little about tuples because tuples are so small as I told you. So now we're going to move on. Maps, that is the last one but not the least one. So here is the maps. I'm going to teach you about maps. Remember one thing, that we can multiply strings, we can add list, and we can also multiply the list. We cannot divide lists, or we cannot add or subtract the strings. Make it sure minded. Okay, if I'm giving an example of favorite sports using big brackets, Ralph, footballer, football. Okay, Ralph. Okay, favorite games, like Ralph likes the most thing that is football. So if I write here, Ralph likes a football game, and Michael likes the basketball. So Frank, okay, eight, but make sure to add the single quotes inside your string here. For the every new word you want to combine two words together, you need to add the small quotes, single quotes, starting of the word and the ending of the word. If you combine two words, if you combine three words, if you combine four words, that depends upon you, like I'm doing here. If I'm doing it here now, if we show you that favorite sports are football, Michael basketball, and the Frank rugby. Okay, so here if I write here that, okay, if I am ending here, I am just using the curly brackets and I'm using the colons, right? Because it is important if you use colons, the simple English language, to show something you want to do or something related to us. So if I'm using here colons, that Ralph colon football, Michael colon basketball, and Frank colon rugby. So simple as that. These all are games and the names of the persons. Okay, right here. And here I'm using the curly bracket. Now let's see what happens here. Print, favorite sports. If I print here favorite sports, now let's see what comes here. And if I'm doing it as you wish, you can do it as I am writing here, Ralph. So I just want the map of the Ralph here. So when it comes here, it doesn't show anything because it is not right. Okay. Now what's right? Let me show you. Keyboard interrupt. As I told you that it doesn't show anything. What I have to do is I have to use the brackets. I have to use the small bracket. Now I hope that you guys understood that I have to use the small bracket in the starting of the favorite games and in the ending of the Ralph right here. I hope that you guys understand. If you want, like, you have to use the small brackets at the both sides of the word if you want to end something. So here it is football. As I told you, we just have to correct the mistake. I have done mistake to make you understand, guys. So I want to delete Ralph. Okay, I want to delete Ralph, and here print favorite sports. Yeah, here it is, favorite sports. I have deleted the Ralph from my list, and football is related to Ralph. That's why both of these are related. And what remains is Michael colon basketball and Frank rugby. So here, if I give you another example using F is equals to, using curly brackets, that is more important, than he colon, must use colon to show something. He man, she women. Okay, man and women. Okay, right here. And you have to use the quotes for each word. Make sure I'm repeating again to make you realize that you have to use these things in the Python, because these are the rule of the Python. We need to follow it. So I write here using curly brackets, hi colon hello, using the same quotes, single quotes, sup, what's up, commas up. And don't remember that you don't have to use a space while using the quotes. So I'm ending here. It is giving me a syntax error again. I am making mistakes to show you that how Python gives the error and why it gives so. So if here I'm gonna write I is equals to, using the same thing, that is hi hello sub, and I have to use the curly brackets inside it. Make sure that I have used the small bracket in the end. So here is the trackback, and again just the type error, simple as that. And we can note 8 the maps. So I hope that you guys understand everything from that. I hope that you guys understood everything I told you about my Python language tutorial number 3. As I told you, I have given it down in the description. If you have any question, any query regarding this, or according these all language of the Python, according to the Python number 3, 2 or 1, comment me down so that I can answer you, so that you can understand the Python language if you're really interested in it. I hope that you guys understood everything I told you about the strings, list, maps and tuples. I hope that you understand everything, and I hope that you guys gonna subscribe my channel. Thank you for watching.